Greetings and salutations, this is I, DUI Macabro, here to regale you with another costume build. Yes indeed, as we are entering July. Well, for everyone that is a prop, costume, or haunt builder, this is the crunch months. We are ever closer to Halloween, so everyone that builds costumes, haunts, or props has to start working on their projects to have everything ready for Halloween. And DUI Macabro is no different. While I was able to get stuff done earlier, like the Venom Claws, the Venom Mask, and the Wolverine Mask, I still have a couple of projects to do. Yes, indeed, and one of these is a request from my gremlin. My eldest gremlin is into Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a survival video game that's, I think, almost 10 years old. And last year, I was able to build for her a circus baby costume, which is this character in, I don't know which one. It's Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, and she really liked it. But she did ask this year she wanted to go as the puppet. And let me show you what that actually is. So the puppet is basically this thing. It's the soul of a little girl that got turned into this thing. And I really like the look of it. It's very lanky, it's very creepy, and the mask that she wants looks something like this. Which, if the glare from the ring light didn't mess things up. She wants something that looks like this. And, which actually looks a lot from another series that she's really getting into called Poppy's Playtime. She explains the lore to me, and I always very attentively listen to her because I want to support her in her spooky journeys. So, every time she explains the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, I pay attention because I want to support her, and I learned something new. But then she was telling me about Poppy's Playtime and Catnap and the Smiling Critters, and honestly, the design of the Smiling Critters look a lot like this thing, the puppet. But this is what we are going to actually build, the puppet. And it's always good to help the creative process to have a reference of what you're actually building. And it's basically just a featureless mask, no nose, only cheeks, the smile, and the eyes. So, out of everything that I need to do, in theory, this should be the easiest build. At least I certainly hope so. So, what am I going to do to get the look of it? And remember, in today's modern world, you can 3D print whatever you want. And if I had a 3D printer, this would be a 3D project, and it would be done in a couple of hours. I don't have a 3D printer. I'm old school. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to do my old reliable paper mache technique. And I have this Venom mask, which you might remember from the Venom costume. And yes, I made that big old Venom mask to replace this thing, but this thing has basically the proportions I need. Has the face, has no nose, which is going to work gangbusters for what I'm going to do. It has the teeth, but I can just add paper mache to that, but it also gives me the smile that I need. The tongue is an issue, but I can work around that. I can mold what I'm going to do. But this, out of every mask that I have, because every mask I have has a nose, I only have one mask that is completely featureless. This, I think, will work better to give me the rough outline design that I need. And I'm just going to use my big old bag of aluminum foil. Every time I get aluminum foiled, I save it for such this occasion. So, what is the plan? Let me get a piece of aluminum foil out from here. So the plan basically is that I am going to take some aluminum foil, like so, and I am just going to put it around the mask. And pressing it so I have the right form, and then I'm going to just duct tape it, and so I have something to work with. And then it's basically just my old paper mache technique that I use to build pretty much everything, like my Necronomicon. It's just paper mache. So what I do is that I get a couple of paper napkins. Once I have the shape with this thing and the duct tape, I just have some paper napkins and I water them with glue or Mod Podge if that's what you have, and then I just build the shape, and then just a couple of 3 to 4 layers of paper mache, let that dry, and bitty boom bitty bang, I got my mask. It's a technique that I learned way back when I was a kid. I would either use glue or something that we called engrudo, which is flour with water, and that basically makes a cheap glue. I don't like using engrudo because it's this flour with water. You have the possibility that with time you grow mold because it's just flour and water. Glue, it's a chemical compound, so that doesn't create mold. But since you are getting napkins wet, you do have that possibility. But I feel it's a lot lesser than with engrudo. And also, you know, I paint it, I seal it, so it's a little bit more long lasting. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to fill this with aluminum foil once I have the shape that I want. Then I'm going to use duct tape to give it a little bit more definition, and then I'm going to paper mache it. So stay tuned for that. Hello! So, when you're using masking tape, make sure it's not that old, because the bond on this one is pathetic. I've never come across a masking tape that just sucks at this level. It won't stick to anything. But what you want to do is, after putting... I actually wanted to beef this up a little bit more than my usual mask, so I put a couple of 3 layers of aluminum foil, just because I need a better structure. And then I covered it up, still need to put some strips here, with masking tape, so that I have the form that I want to go. So I'm going to give this a layer of start doing the paper mache thing, and then I'm just going to draw the design I look before I move any further. But yes, this is how it's going to look. Hopefully it'll look like this. Thankfully, or unthankfully, depending on how you look at it, it's still freaking hot outside. The sun is scorching, which is actually good if you want to dry something up real freaking fast. So, here it is. I put that small layer of duct tape, and I just put a lot of glue, a lot of tissue, and I also tried something new. Like I said, I used this tissue paper to do the paper mache, but I bought something, and it came with this like packing paper that I want to try. So I soaked the shit out of that packing paper to get it nice and wet, and then put it here because it's a little thicker than this, and for the most part it kind of worked. It didn't absorb the glue as well as I hoped, so I might have to figure out a way to get that really soaked in and before I put it, but I got the general shape. I do have here the tongue that the mask gave, but that doesn't bother me because I'm going to cut that part out to make the smile. This big old smile. And then the only thing I need to do, that I'm going to do, is that I'm going to take a pen and I'm going to outline the eyes and the smile. And then I'm going to cut it with a knife. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so basically you get the rough shape of what you want. And this isn't the final one. I'm debating whether or not to make the smile a little bigger. And the eyes. But it is supposed to have this big-ass forehead, so that'll work. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give this a black paint job. I'm going to paint it black, and I always like to paint things with a black coat first, because that will allow it to have some sort of shadow, and I want to chip off some cracks to make it look kind of cool. So yes, I am going to just paint black the parts that I'm going to leave like this. I'm not going to paint black, because that will allow me to keep an outline of what I'm actually going to do. So I'll just paint the rest of it black, leave this, and then cut it out, and then I'll have the shape, and then I'll just wait for it to dry, and then I'll just go ahead and paint the other things that I need. So stay tuned for that as well. Haha. Well, I don't know what happened here. I was recording, and I was gonna share how the mask ended up looking after painting it and doing a clear coat, but my microphone decided to stop recording audio, so I have no audio for the video. But that's pretty much what I did. I just painted it all white. To make it stronger, I added some hot glue silicone to the shapes that I wanted to keep, like the dome head and the smile and everything. I just put some hot glue and then held the mask in place so that until the hot glue dried. Then I put some cereal box and painted it black to make the background of the smile. Painted it all white, clear coated it, then painted it white, clear coated it, then painted the tears and the mouth. And the only thing I need to fix is the cheek balls there. The puppets of cheeks are a lot bigger than what I did, so I do need to make those red circles a little bit bigger, because I don't like how that looks. But yes, that's for the most part how the mask is gonna end up looking. I painted everything before I stuck in that black cardboard piece, which I again attached with silicone hot glue. So yes, I think it turned out very good. When I was recording this, my gremlin was asleep, so I couldn't show it to her. So it'll give me time to when she's at school and I get back to paint those red circle things a little better, and then finally give it to her. And, hoping that she'll enjoy it, she'll like it, and then I just have to, maybe reinforce it, put in a strap so she could put it on, but I need to measure it to fit her face. So, yes, I think it turned out pretty good. Again, other than those red circle things that I need to make bigger. I'm quite happy with the build. It turned out as beautifully creepy as I wanted it to. It has the smile, has the blank eyes. So yes, I'm quite proud of how it turned out. And now I just hope my little gremlin enjoys it as well. So yes, again, I don't know what happened to the audio to this, but now I just have to figure out the costume, which should be easy. It's just a black dress with some white stripes and then the finger thing. So yes, a very successful build. Now I have to start working on my youngest gremlin's costume, which he wants to be a TV man. But before that, during that, I also have this Halloween scarecrow thing, and I want to make some twig fingers and hands for him so he looks properly creepy. He looks pretty cool, but I feel he would benefit from having some twig hands, which is something that I have to start building. So that's the next project that I have to do, the twig hands for the scarecrow and that TV mask thing for my youngest gremlin, which basically just a TV set that I have to put on and build, as well as, again, that creepy scarecrow that I really feel he could benefit from some twig hands. But again, just showing off the final product. I no idea what happened to the audio on the video, just crapped out. But again, very happy with the final build. Now it just has to get the approval from the gremlin. But let me know what you think of it. Did it turn out good? Leave a comment and keep on building.